that I want to mention to you that I knew that had a similar situation with Big John Tate, the former heavyweight champion of the world. Big John Tate was from Marion, Arkansas. He boxed Race Miller in Knoxville, Tennessee, and became a world champion. The world heavyweight champion. Big John Tate used to say, I was the baddest man on the planet for a minute. And I'll explain to you why he said that. In a title fight, in fact, his first title defense in Knoxville, Tennessee, he was fighting Mike Weaver. It was back when championship fights were 15 rounds. Tate was winning the fight on all of the judges' scorecards very easily. Had won the fight. The fight was almost over. He was going to be still the heavyweight champion of the world and going to make millions and millions of dollars. 15 seconds before the 15th round ended, he was on the ropes. He dropped his right hand. Mike Weaver stepped in with a left hook, knocked John Tate cold. And what it did to him was kind of what it did to Humpty Dumpty. You know, Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. It crushed Big John Tate. He never was the same again. He never was the same person. He started getting involved in drugs and alcohol. He ended up in jail. He ended up in prison. He even, spent some time in prison at Brushy Mountain. Somebody said to me when he was 37 years of age, because I was promoting boxing at the time, why didn't you help Big John Tate get his life straightened out and help him box again? So I went to see him at Brushy Mountain. And I'd known him for years, and we worked out a deal where when he got out of prison, he was going to come back to Middle Tennessee. I had an apartment for him, and I was going to nurture him and help him start boxing again. Well, he got out of prison, and he called me, and he said, I've got to go see the judge. I'll call you as soon as it's over, and then I'll head that way. Well, I didn't hear from him that day, and it was 7 or 8 years later when I had Keith McKnight training for a big fight in Ledyard, Connecticut. He was fighting Obed Sullivan, the #4 rated heavyweight in the world. And we went to Knoxville, Tennessee to spar with Shazan Bradley, who used to be a UT football star. And Bradley was boxing. And while we were in the gym training, Big John Tate walked into the gym. And he was basically a derelict now. He was living on the street, and he was really not doing real well. But he walked in and he saw that we were training, and he came to me and he said, I want to help you get him ready for that big fight. And so people thought I was crazy, but I thought, well, maybe I can help Big John get his life straightened out, and maybe the former heavyweight champion of the world can help my guy prepare for this big match. So I brought him back to our gym in Smyrna, Tennessee, and we had a little apartment back there, and I put him in that apartment. We bought him clothes, we cleaned him up. He was just as straight as an arrow for those 5 or 6 weeks that he was with us. And he helped me work with Keith. Well, after the fight in Connecticut, we flew back into Nashville. And I gave John his cut of the purse. I don't remember what it was, but he had, a pretty good chunk of change. I mean, thousands of dollars in his pocket. And so we were driving through Nashville, and he said to me, we were passing the projects on Lafayette Street. He said, let me off here. I said, Champ, are you sure you want to get out here? He said, yeah, let me out here. I said, are you sure? I don't really want to let you out here. He said, oh, no, let me out here. I said, okay. And I was really disappointed because I knew he was going there to buy drugs. Now, Big John Tate was the heavyweight champion of the world for a minute, as he said. He basically had conquered the whole world, right? I mean, he had won this championship. Well, that was on a Wednesday. 6 weeks later, on a Wednesday, Big John Tate had a tumor at the base of his skull that cut off an artery. He was driving a friend's pickup truck, and he ran into a tree. Was dead, gone. Had no time to prepare for eternity. Now, Jesus said, what would it profit a man if he were to gain the whole world and lose his own soul?